This is Fitness Blender's plyometric workout for power. In this workout, we're going to be doing 5 different plyometric exercises, and we're going to be doing 2 sets of 10 repetitions for each exercise before we move on to the next. You're going to need a sturdy chair or preferably a plyo box to get this routine done, and we haven't included a warm-up, so you'll want to make sure you add a warm-up in on your own. Let's go ahead and get started with our first exercise, the broad jump. Now, you want to create some kind of marker for yourself. I've set out a distance here that is my height, just a little over 6 foot, and you're trying to get past that point. All right, go ahead and get ready. Stand at one of those markers. Nice deep squat. Throw those arms, push those hips, and try to get as far as you possibly can on the other side of that marker. So switch around, take your time, set up those feet. This is not for speed. This is about pushing 100% effort every single time. So make sure you get yourself set up. Nice deep squat. Throwing yourself forward more than up. So when you jump, you want to try to push all of your energy going forward rather than up in the air to try to get as much distance as possible. Like I said before, you want to try to make sure you're using your arms as much as you can and throwing those hips as much as you can, trying to get as much distance as is physically possible for you to do. Now keep in mind, you're trying to get just a little bit further every single time you jump. So at the very least, you want to try to end up in the same place you did last time, preferably get just a smidge further. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. Make sure you're pushing 100% into each one of these. Just 1 repetition left. As soon as you're done with this repetition, you're going to want to pause this video and let yourself rest up before starting into that next set. You want to give yourself anywhere from 30 seconds to a full 3 minutes of rest before you do that next set. All right, now that you're back from your rest, we're going to go ahead and get ready for that next round of broad jumps, another 10 repetitions. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start him up. Nice deep squat. Throw those arms, press those hips forward, really shove those hips forward as hard as you possibly can, driving every single ounce of energy you have into this motion. All right, we've got 8 repetitions left. Make sure you're still focusing on that form, focusing on pushing that effort into it, making sure you're trying to get as much distance as you can. When you're done with all 10 repetitions of this second round, then we're going to be moving on to our next exercise. All right, just 2 repetitions left. Get set up. 1 more. And let it relax. Pause it if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to go right into that next exercise, which is going to be knee tuck jumps. Again, this is not going to be for speed. This is going to be just for overall effort level. So let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. You want to get a nice deep squat, jump up in the air as high as you possibly can, then drive those knees up, getting those feet up off the ground as high as is humanly possible. Now take your time getting set up for that next jump. You don't need to do this for speed. This is just about pushing 100% effort into that jump every single time. And you can't do that if you're a little bit off balance from that last jump. So take your time, reset those feet, and push 100% with that next jump. All right, just 2 more repetitions. Make sure they count. 100% effort. Good. Just 1 more. Just like the last round, as soon as you're done with this repetition, you might want to go ahead and pause it. Give yourself a nice long rest before you start into the next round of this exercise. All right, bring you back from that nice long rest. We're going to start right back into those knee tuck jumps. Another 10 repetitions. Go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Now remember, you want a nice deep squat, jump as hard as you possibly can, then drive those knees up, getting those feet up off the ground as high as you can, making as much distance between the bottom of that foot and the floor as you can possibly manage. This is all about the amount of height you get out of this and how much you drive those knees. Now this exercise is a great one for building overall sprint speed, because not only are you building those muscles that extend that leg for doing that jump, those quadriceps, those glutes, and those calves, but you're also really working on those hamstrings and those hip flexors, the ones that drive that knee right back up again, getting that foot back forward as quickly as possible to make that next step to push off really nice and hard again. And we're almost done, just 2 more repetitions. And just 1 left. Again, you might want to pause after we're done with this one, otherwise we're going to move right into that next exercise. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move into those power jacks next. This one's going to be focusing on overall explosion strength. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Start with those feet really nice and wide. Squat down nice and low, those hands come up above your head, then jump as hard as you can, bring those arms down to your sides, slap those thighs, and then go right back down into that nice deep squat before you do it again. These are going to go by really quick, so again, pause after you're done with this one, give yourself a nice long break before we do the next round. Alright, now that you're rested up, let's go ahead and get ready for that next round. You ready? And start them up. Nice and quick, deep squat, explosion jump every single time, as hard as you possibly can. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, pause it here if you need to, otherwise we're going to move right into those jumping lunges. This is another good explosion strength exercise. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Step forward into a lunge, drop down nice and low so that knee's barely off the ground, then jump straight up, switching those feet at the top of that range of motion, coming back down with that opposite leg forward, directly back into that lunge, and then jump straight back up. There's no rest in this one. Keep pushing it as hard as you can. And let it relax. Again, take a nice long break before we start into this next round of jumping lunges. All right, now that you're rested up, let's go ahead and get ready for that next round. And start them up. Back out into that lunge, drop it down, get a nice deep lunge, and then jump it straight up in the air as high as you possibly can, as hard as you possibly can. Just keep switching those feet back and forth every single time. We're almost done. And let it relax. All right, go ahead and take a break here if you need to, otherwise we're going to start right back into box jumps. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. So you need a chair or a plyo box for this, preferably a plyo box. Go ahead and stand up on top of that box or chair, jump off. You don't need to jump real high. Just jump off, land on the ground, and then jump right back up again as hard as you possibly can. Once you recover, just walk right back around, step back up on that box, and do the same motion all over again. Just keep going, again, 10 repetitions. Now the idea behind this is by jumping off of that box, you preload those muscles before you push that maximum effort into it. Basically, it mimics that motion of, like, say, a sprint, where every single time that foot drives down against the ground, it's already preloaded, and then you have to push off of it. This is basically just trying to give that motion just a little extra power, so you have a little bit faster reaction time, and you have a little bit faster or more powerful push with that leg. Now this exercise can be particularly useful for anyone who's in any kind of sport where you're going to need a lot of power and a lot of strength very quickly, especially sprint strength or pushing strength like a linebacker or something like that. So this is really beneficial for those to just get a little faster and a little bit more power out of it. And I just have 2 repetitions left. Very good. Just 1 more to go. Now remember, just like with those other exercises, give yourself a nice long break after this. Pause this video. Give yourself a nice long break to rest up before you start that next round. All right, very good. That was your last one. Go ahead and push pause right now. Otherwise, we're going to start right back into that next round of box jumps. Go ahead and get ready. And start him up. Go ahead and step back up on that box. Get ready. Jump off. And then immediately push as hard as you possibly can, jumping right back up again. Just keep it going over and over again. Make sure you're pushing 100% effort. Make sure you give yourself some time to set up for that next jump. You don't want to just go right into the next one. You want to take your time. Make sure you're set up nice and even, nice and balanced, so you don't have to worry about using any energy for correction or balance. You want everything to go into just 100% effort, jumping straight back up again. And that is number 5 right there. You have 5 more to go. And just 2 more repetitions left. Make sure you push 100% into these last 2. You don't want to have anything left in those legs. Good. 1 more repetition. Set back up. Take your time. And let it relax. All right, very good. That was the last set of our last exercise, so this workout is complete. You just finished Fitness Blender's plyometric workout for power.